vandalized the exhibit and cut the stainless steel mesh from the enclosure at the Central Park Zoo. They were able to get close to capturing the owl, which is one of the largest owl species ever, but of course it slipped away. Over the past few weeks, the Dallas Zoo has also dealt with vandalism, leading animals to escape enclosures that were cut. Lionel Moise, ABC News, New York.
The FDA announcing it's now okay for some companies to claim that cocoa powder reduces the risk of heart disease. The agency says that data shows cocoa powder that contains at least 4% of cocoa flavonols could in fact help reduce heart troubles. This is ABC News.
I'm innocent.
I am innocent.
I am innocent.
How annoying that you just said all this innocent stuff for so long and you're really guilty.
That's when Jen Shaw knew the game was up.
It was like working with a 40-year-old child.
The housewife scam, the real life of Jen Shaw.
6.5 years in federal prison.
This is Impact by Nightline, now streaming on Hulu.
Dave Packer, ABC News.
Outspoken, informative, the Jaguar Journal. Your source for the latest information on Southern University sports and SWAC athletics. A Baton Rouge Sports Pod tradition. Now, here's your host, Reggie Flood.
Good morning. Good morning. It's 7 o'clock. You know what time it is. It's the Jaguar Journal. I'm Reggie Flood, and the man who sits to my left, but he's my right-hand man, P. White, Perry White in the building. Yes, sir. What's going on? And we on the road, P. White. We on the road. They told us they didn't like us when we on the road. They want us to be in studio, but they can't hold us down, man. We got to get out and fly, man. We got to get out and make it happen.
Well, they call it working on the fly.
That's right. You got to do it sometime.
What's going on, Flood?
Oh, man, it's just a busy week, a busy weekend. Just making moves. We got a full show. We got Coach Roger Cador joining us at 7:15. And the head coach of the Southern University Fighting Jaguar football team, Eric Dooley, joining us at 8 o'clock. But, man, it's been a full week, man, a real full week. Everything from Sean Payton going to the Denver Broncos to this being the 35th anniversary of the week that Doug Williams started in and won the Super Bowl, being the first black quarterback. Talking about we'll be talking about this again next week with this week with two black quarterbacks starting in the Super Bowl. I feel like I'm missing some stuff, man, but it's signing day, National Signing Day for football. It's just been a busy week, man.
And missing that when Southern kicked Alcorn's butt and Jackson State's butt. Come on now.
Yeah, all of that, man. That's what I'm saying. I told you I felt like I was missing something.
I got your back. We ain't going to let the world miss that one, all right?
That's right.
But, yeah, man, it's been a good week. And then along with Coach Roger Kadar yesterday being inducted here, along with Ricky Weeks, into the National College Baseball Hall of Fame. A tremendous honor for those guys. Coach Kadar just texted. He's anticipating on coming on the show here in a few minutes and to be able to talk to us about his induction and, and what that means for him and Ricky. Only the second time ever in this induction ceremony that a player and coach both from the same team were inducted at the same time. So tremendous honor for Coach Roger Kadar and Ricky Weeks of Southern University.
Yes, tremendous honor for them to go in together. Coach Kadar being, who he is and all the things he's accomplished. I think this is his third Hall of Fame induction. Southern University, the SWAC Hall of Fame. Well, no, the fourth, the Southern University Hall of Fame, the SWAC Hall of Fame, the Louisiana Hall of Fame, Sports Hall of Fame, and now the College Baseball Hall of Fame. Coach Kadar is a Hall of Famer many times over.
I talked to him yesterday. I was like, Coach, how do you feel about everything? He said, well, this is not my first one. I said, but it is not like the national. You see, you did everything, the local and the regional, but now we're talking national. And he was just like, it was another one. I guess, you know, when you rack up enough Hall of Fames, they just start to feel the same.
Oh, PJ, it's nice to have people. It's nice to have people think that you've done a good job, PJ. It's just nice to have people think that you've done a good job. But I'm mostly happy for Ricky. You know, it's not very often that you get to go in with a great player like Ricky Weeks. I mean, the guy he changed the face of Southern University baseball. Yeah, man, but you know, congratulations to Coach Kadar.
No doubt about it.
As he's inducted into the Hall of Fame, man. Shouts out to the Human Jukeboxes. Y'all on the road, headed out to Mobile, Alabama.
For the Senior Bowl.
Yes, for the Senior Bowl. I guess they wanted to try to attract the crowd, so they invited the Jukebox, huh?
Hey, 2 HBCU players in it, Isaiah Land and Aubrey Miller. Isaiah from Jackson State, FCS Player of the Year, and Aubrey Miller.
Yeah, that's going to be. I was actually supposed to be out there for the Senior Bowl this weekend, but plans got changed. But that Senior Bowl event, man, it's a great event. If you're a football junkie, the game is just the kind of the end of a week. But if you're a football junkie, you can go out there and just be in football heaven. I mean, it's full of pro scouts, GMs, head coaches, assistant coaches. I have a couple of friends who are assistant coaches in that in that game. I have a couple of people who are on both staff, people who are operating doing the operations part. So it's a great event, man. But I'm telling you, if you are a football junkie, the Senior Bowl is a good place to be.
Well, guess what? I'm a football junkie, so it's gonna definitely be a place for me. Yeah, I'm looking to see some good talent out there, man. See some guys that you've been checking out all year, but I'm interested to see what that's gonna look like. I haven't yet to go to a Senior Bowl, so this will be my first one.
Yeah, you to really get the game is kind of anticlimactic. To really get the experience, you need to be there that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, because that's when you really get to see who's who, that you get to see them get put through their football paces. Because, like the combine is one thing, and stuff, individual pro days, Senior Bowl is literally the last time these guys get to actually play football.
Yeah.
Before they get evaluated, get their combines or senior days or whatever, when you get to see them in pass and they actually do football things, not just running across in shorts and shirts and running as fast as they can and running across the field, doing stuff that you wouldn't normally do, but to actually see them play football against each other, go through football drills, and everybody's on the same level. And you see guys who you've never heard of from some school that you've never heard of, and they're whooping some dude's butt that you've been watching on TV. You've been watching on TV for the past 4 years, and some linebacker that you've never heard of from small school blowing up some SEC running back and pass pro and stuff like that. That's when you really get a chance to understand what the Senior Bowl is about and understand the true football aspect when you have all 32 GMs, coaches, assistant GMs, vice presidents, and all of these guys are just watching people play football.
Yeah, and I guess when you say that, I would like to see those one-on-one matchups too. Especially the skill position players. But I think you really want to see it because that trench play, a lot of these guys trying to earn a check on the next level, that trench play can get downright nasty.
Yeah, the trench play, but I'll tell you, the line play is so interesting because that's where you really have the guys that you don't know. But the line play is where you don't have the guys. You always have 2 or 3 guys that you never heard of who come up. But for the most time, the line play is pretty much big guy. The big guys who you know who have dominated, they come out and dominate who are there. Most of the time, the linemen that make it to that are playing in the Senior Bowl are guys who are kind of on the fringe of being. Maybe they're trying to move from being a lower round draft pick to a top round draft pick, or they're guys who are not on the draft board who are trying to get on the draft board. So you see them really working hard. But the most interesting thing is the linebackers, the running backs, and the safeties. Because see, you get to see one-on-ones with the corners and receivers. And you really, the corners are going to always be at a disadvantage. So you just really get to see how guys adapt to being at a disadvantage. But at those linebackers and those running backs, those guys, it's one-on-one and everybody has the same, it's about ability and about guys who really work hard and get at it. That's why those are the most interesting, to me, that's the most interesting part. The running backs versus the running backs, offensive tackles versus the edge rushers and the linebackers, because those are the guys who are the most hungry and the most athletic.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that one.
Yeah, so it's
you got to excuse me right now. I ain't trying to be sure.
Oh man, but yeah,
it's time for us to take a break, man.
Yes, it is. I'm gonna tell you before we get out of here. Watch for Chase and Sidney Brown, the running back and the safety from Illinois. Watch their brothers. One plays safety, number 30, and one plays running back, number 2. Watch them.
I have my eyes on them, make sure I get a program.
Yes. Check them out.
Yes, sir.
Time for us to take a break. Make sure you stay tuned. It's the Jaguar Journal.
Care South is now providing COVID-19 drive-through community testing at their Baton Rouge clinic. Testing is available for anyone with or without symptoms and no doctor's order required. No insurance? Care South will cover the cost. Care South is a federally qualified health center providing comprehensive medical, dental, and behavioral health services, offering telehealth services and an in-house pharmacy. Satellite clinics in Donaldsonville, Plaquemine, and Zachary. At Care South, we're here for you. Care South. Family serving families.
Injured. It doesn't matter if you were hit by a big truck, a smart car, or anything in between.
And we're back. It's the Jaguar Journal here on Talk 107.3. Woo. Man, this is a pleasure and an honor to have this gentleman join us on the morning after he was inducted into the College Baseball Hall of Fame, along with what I guess you could say his most decorated player. He's also the most accomplished coach. I would say probably after A.W. Mumford, Coach Roger Cador is the most accomplished coach in Southern University history. Let me correct myself. Coach Cador is the most accomplished coach in Southern University history, not after A.W. Mumford. He is actually arguably more accomplished than A.W. Mumford, and that is not to put him above A.W. Mumford, but he is on par with A.W. Mumford. And I think that says everything that needs to be said about this gentleman as we welcome into the show the legendary Coach Roger Kadar. Coach, how you doing?
How you doing?
Good morning, Coach.
How you doing?
We're good. We're good. We're good. Congratulations, Coach.
It's got me all congested up here. You know?
Coach, are you staying warm up there?
I almost couldn't even get your name out.
Don't blame this on me, Coach. It ain't my fault. Don't do that.
You have far-reaching power. How you
Coach,
guys
congratulations. We're well. We're well. Congratulations, Coach.
Oh, no problem. Thanks so much. It was a great event last night. To be able to go in with Ricky. This is only the second time in the history. Ron Polk and Rafael Palmeiro went in together. I think it was 89. So Ricky and I going in. I mean, it's tough for a player and the coach to be able to go in at the same time because it's tough to get in the Hall of Fame. So that's what makes this tough, All of the stars have to be aligned just right for this to happen,
Yes, it does. I mean, and it's such a unusual thing to see happen. But a guy like Ricky, who couldn't be more deserving himself for all the things he did in his 3 years at Southern University in terms of batting average and hitting, and I mean just being the first, the Golden Spikes Award winner, all of those things. I mean, Ricky. I think does he still hold a record for like the highest batting average? Or
I think he does, according to the stats last night. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, all those things. But you guys to go in together, I know that had to be a special honor. But Coach, in talking about you, we know the backstory of you coming to Southern, you being a Southern alum. But when you get these accolades, Coach, because this is your fourth Hall of Fame induction. How are these Hall of Fame inductions different for you? I mean, you go from the Southern University Hall of Fame, the SWAC Hall of Fame, the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, to now the College Baseball Hall of Fame. Or do each of them have a different feeling and kind of a different honor for you?
Yeah, all of them are different. Mine with Southern is a little different because I'm in as a baseball player, and I'm not in as a coach at Southern Hall of Fame. So all the other ones I'm in as a coach. So that's a little different. Yeah. And I went in relatively early into Southern's Hall of Fame, and for baseball, it appears I went in there somewhere in the 90s. So those are different. And then, I thought the Louisiana Hall of Fame was really great, because, again, you got to get so many votes. You got to have a lot of people pulling the string for you to be able to get in there. You got me? And I went in with a great group with Peyton Manning, and then there was a great group. And that's the thing about Hall of Fame. You go in with people that maybe you never get to meet, and you see them on TV, you hear about them, and then now you all are in the same room, on the same platform, going into the same hall. we had Condred Holloway. He was the first black quarterback in the SEC at Tennessee.
Yes, Tennessee.
And he was the first black baseball player at the University of Tennessee. So it was unique. I remember seeing this little guy run around at Tennessee during the days. Now you're in the Hall of Fame with him. So,
yes, sir.
So those are the kinds of things. I read about Billy Armand, was a Brown from Brown University, was the very first player taken in the Major League Draft in '74. He and I get to sit at the same table next to each other last night. I mean, so that's what Hall of Fames do, is that it connects you with some people you knew or you have seen and read about. Now you're going into, and then you hear about the records and the things that they've done. Just outstanding.
Yes, I mean, incredible. And Coach, I just have to tell you this from somebody that I know was inside the room for the Louisiana Hall of Fame. You got as many votes as Peyton Manning. I'm just telling you. That's what I heard that from somebody that was inside the room for the Louisiana Hall of Fame voting. Just so you know, you got as many votes as Peyton Manning. That the people voted in that room held you in very high regard.
Well, that says a lot. I had no idea, because you don't get to see. I don't get to see the votes, so I didn't get to see them. But I know it takes, a lot of people got to vote for you to get in there. You got me? And, But, so I'm looking at even this Hall of Fame. Usually, Ricky Weeks and I went in pretty quick when, to get in there. I mean, because people have to wait a while to get in. You know what I'm saying? So we were able to jump over some people who was on that waiting list to get in. You got me? But when I spoke with one of the members, what was the calling call? He said we just couldn't pass over y'all. Your record stood out, and it was a good time to get you all in, because he never mentioned that they wanted to get us in together, but he said it was a good time for us to come in. It was the right time. You know what I'm saying? See, last year we almost got in, but this year was the right time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I
got to ask you this. Did you wear your I Am SWAC shirt yesterday?
You got?
No, I asked you. I asked you to wear I Am SWAC shirt.
I couldn't wear it.
Okay.
I couldn't wear it. Yeah. This is what I got to put up with, Perry. You got me?
But Coach, I have to ask you, Coach, which chapeau did you wear, Coach?
Huh?
Which chapeau did you wear? Did you wear your chapeau?
No, I didn't wear. I wore up here because it was 16 degrees when we got here.
Yes, you had to have one.
Yeah, I had a hat. I had my Panama hat on. But it was cool. It was cool. Hey, I did something unique. I got to say it to you guys. I did something unique. I asked them to play a walk-up music. And I'm not big on walk-up music, but, I always wanted this to happen. And I asked him, I said, would you play My Way by Old Blue Eyes? Frank Sinatra. And they said, they surprised me with it. They played it. And the guy said, this is the first ever request for the Hall of Fame. Someone asked this, and we obliged them. So people got to enjoy it, because, people know who Frank Sinatra is. And My Way, and pretty much I did things my way at Southern. Not in a bad way, but I did it my way. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I wanted people to know that you can do things your way and get things done,
And yesterday the mayor declared in Baton Rouge, the city of Baton Rouge, Roger Kadar Day. So the February the 3rd is your day, Coach.
It was, and it was a big thing here. But that kept being announced within the circle here about the mayor naming Baton Rouge my day, or I'm being named whatever, you know. So it was a big thing for the committee. They liked that. They got knowledge out of it, and they wanted people to know that the Hall of Fame means something to other people who are not going into the Hall of Fame. You got me? That the city of Baton Rouge took said this is important. We wanna have it Roger Kadar Day. So this is what this kind of event does. It can bring really good publicity, positive publicity to a city like Baton Rouge, you know, where they can say we honor one of ours.
Yeah, Coach, you know,
they
I know they played.
C.J. Guidry. They could have named C.J. Guidry there yesterday, you know. I must say he did call me, guys. He did call. So he didn't get his call. I was in the meeting, and his friend Melvin Sanders called me, but CJ did call to congratulate me, and I got to talk with him.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Coach, I know they played your walk-up music, and that was great. They played Frank Sinatra. But you know what would have really been amazing if they had played Ricky's walk-up music in the club by 50 Cent. That would have been really
Yeah, but that would have the crowd wouldn't have understood that.
Yeah, that's how I'm just thinking that. That would have really been
music. that crowd would be able to put their arms around that song.
Oh, man.
You know, but that was a good. They were knowledgeable about baseball. You know, this is college baseball in particular, Omaha. You know,
Coach, did you get you a steak from Barrett's Barley Corn?
I did. I went to a place and got a steak, and I didn't like it. I was really surprised.
Oh yeah,
it was highly recommended.
Filet mignon.
Yeah, filet mignon. It was a highly recommended steak place. And I wasn't that. I've eaten good steaks here before, but this one was a little dry.
Oh wow, wow! That's hard to find a bad steak in Oklahoma in Omaha.
I found one. Actually, they had to go. What was so interesting? The first one they brought out was cold, so they had to take it up and go get me another one. I said, I've never had a cold steak.
Yeah, how do you even do that?
Well, I know what they did because we had 4 people at the table. They made my head cook mine first and sitting in the plate and let it sit. And it was 16 degrees. Well, it shouldn't have been that in the kitchen. But that's what they did. They set it on the side and cooked the rest of them and then brought it out. And, I try to tell people, when I'm paying for something, I want it to be right.
That's right. That's right.
It's right.
That's right. Because when they do it right, they expect you to pay the price and do everything. So,
well, what was so interesting, the chef came out of the kitchen and he said, "Do you want me to rewarm it?" I said, "Let me ask you a question. If this was Warren Buffett, would you rewarm it?" Took up the steak and went and got another.
Thank you. That's what I'm talking about, Coach. You didn't happen to run into Warren. You couldn't give us any tips.
I was hoping. We were so busy. They kept us pretty busy, so we didn't get to do a lot of things away from the hotel because there were things we had to be able to participate in. You know, you have to be able to give stuff back to the College World Series. I mean, the Hall of Fame that they could use for archive purpose. So they kept us pretty busy.
That's great. That's great. Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha.
I was hoping to run into him.
Exactly.
But I know I had to go to his building, and we didn't have the time. And I wasn't about to go out in that cold, by the way.
That's what I was going to ask you, Coach. I know you were saying it's 16 degrees. I know there's ice, but is it snow too on the ground?
No, it didn't snow. It was just cold. We got lucky. It was just cold.
Wow. I was looking. I saw in Boston yesterday. It was -21 in Boston yesterday, so I know it's cold all over the Midwest and the East.
Well, to get back to home, I got to go to Minnesota, to Minneapolis, and come back to New Orleans. So, I mean, travel been tough. It's been tough traveling.
Yes, I can imagine. With that weather and the delays and everything. So you're flying from Omaha to Minneapolis and then to New Orleans.
Yeah.
So, can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah.
How knowledgeable were people there in terms of knowing about Southern and HBCUs and the SWAC as a whole?
Well, probably about the same everywhere. There were some people who came up to me and said they knew about Southern. Probably it had to do with the football team. I missed a golden opportunity to talk about 1959. Southern won the NAIA National Championship in Nebraska in 1959. And, but we had 5 minutes to talk, and someone was asking questions. So it's hard to get in everything you want. You know what I'm saying? Because you got 5 minutes on the stage. So
so you can't get all your talking points. You have to just kind of remember what you can.
That's right. You got to, And but for the most part, people were knowledgeable about Ricky and I. I mean, we they know who we were.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
A lot of people came up and shook my hand and talked to me, saying, "Hey, you had a really good career up there at Southern. Congratulations for being in the Hall of Fame." So normally people who come to these events are knowledgeable. People who don't like baseball ain't coming. I mean, they're not gonna come. I mean, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. But Coach, I got to ask you, Coach, are there any other HBCU alums who are HBCU players that are coaches who are in the College Baseball Hall of Fame?
I'm glad you asked that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked. Southern has 6.
Wow.
We're leading by a long range how many people we have. Bob Lee, who used to coach me and coach with Emory Hines at Southern. He was the coach that won the national championship, not Emory Hines, by the way. Let's get the record straight.
Yeah.
You got Steve Boyd, Lou Brock, Danny Goodwin, Ricky, and I. 6. Jackson State has 1, Robert Brady for sure, and maybe a player. And Grambling has got 2, the President Jones and Rav Gar. Other than that, from the historical white school part, we know Mississippi State probably got a few. I mean, because Ron Book and Miami probably have a few. But, we were right up there with them, with the number of people in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And that's an honor.
Yes, that's an honor. Not a surprise, but definitely an honor.
Yeah. And, Southern has done well, and the college baseball has recognized them for the things that they've done, Now, there is another couple of people that I think should be, like Lee B. Richard, should be in this Hall of Fame. I played with him. He signed with the White Sox in 72, I think, 71 or 72. He was the 4th player taken in the draft or the 6th player taken in the draft. So he should be a guy that should be in here. So, I mean, again, without having access to records, make it tough for the committee to be able to vote on you if they don't have the records. You got this?
Yes.
You need records. That's what this is, a record-driven thing where people can pull up records, match them. They can match up against people. You got this?
Yeah. So gotta have them.
I gotta ask you. What kind of phone calls have you been getting? I'm pretty sure all types of people have been giving you a call.
Oh, well, I've been more text and email. People don't call much anymore.
Are you responding to the text?
Yes.
Okay.
I respond to all of my texts and calls, you know. I'm one of those, that's part of my MO. Make sure you return people. You just never know.
But I'm trying to get them caught up on technology in the world these days. He'll be FaceTiming soon. Okay.
Coach is caught up on the technology. See, Perry, this is what you have to understand. Coach, I'm going to give Perry a little game here. Coach understands the technology. He just uses the technology to answer and do what he wants to do. He's not that he's not caught up on it. He knows exactly what it is. He just uses it the way he wants to use it. What did Coach say at the beginning? He does it his way. That's exactly what he's doing.
That's exactly. I mean, some of that stuff I do know, but I'm not going to live on it because that's not what I do.
Yeah, you know, long as you don't pull out a flip phone, Coach, we'll be all right.
Then I couldn't FaceTime on the flip phone.
I know, Coach. I got a mom at home who was her and Coach are in the same age range. She knows how to use everything.
Your mother did text me. She was one of the people, and I texted back.
That's right. They know how to use the technology, P. White. They also know how to use it so they don't when they don't want to be bothered.
Yeah. I got you.
Before we get ready to let you go, man, overall, being inducted into the Hall of Fame, just truly, how does that feel, though, to know that you've reached the pinnacle of whatever, all that you did throughout your career as a player, as a coach, touching young men lives and creating young men to be successful in life, and now being truly honored for that on a national scale? Deep down, how does that really feel to know that your work was not done in vain?
Well, it's really, you know, when you're coaching, you're not coaching to be in the Hall of Fame. You're coaching to do the job at the time, in the moment, and make sure that the people you're coaching, you'll benefit them. That's basically what my intent was. But then also I wanted to be successful as a coach. And then entail discipline, being demanding of your players to be their very best. And because so they can get something out of it. When players work hard with the blood, sweat, and tears, they want to have something at the end of the rainbow. And victory and championships and playing in big games is what it's all about. So when I look at it all in totality, it was a really good run. And this reward for honor is something that they have in place for very few people. Very few people. When you think about it, there is 3, 4, 5, 6 million. I don't know how many colleges there are. Let's say D1, D2, D3, NEIA, junior college. Oh my goodness! You think they got 300,000, and there was only 2 coaches went in the Hall of Fame last night. Only 2. So it tells you how difficult it is. Okay, when you got that many coaches and only 2 got in, it's a difficult thing. So
it is.
Very pleased and honored to be a part of this.
Yes, I'm looking at some of your video from last night, Coach, and some of the tribute video they gave, and some of your speaking. I'm looking at it right now, Coach. I just want to say congratulations. And no matter what anybody says, Coach, you still do a mean stanky leg. All right, I just want you to know that.
Oh, stanky leg. Thanks to Ben, Paul Ben. Thanks to our friend Paul Ben. And the players made a deal with me. If we won that was 09, won the championship, I had to do the stinky leg. There you go. Guys, I got to go because I got to get ready to catch a plane. You know?
Coach, have a safe trip. We appreciate you coming on. And once again, congratulations for being inducted into the College Baseball Hall of Fame.
Okay, Reggie and Mr. Perry, take care.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll
All
talk
right,
later.
thank you, Coach.
All right.
Have a good one. Coach Roger Kadar, the Hall of Fame former head baseball coach at Southern University, the 4-time Hall of Famer. I want to thank him for coming on the show. Amazing. PJ, thank you for setting that up, man. You did a good job.
He tried his best not to call me PJ, too. You heard him at the he tried his best. He was going there, but he got himself.
Exactly. It's time for us to take a break. Make sure you stay tuned. It's the Jaguar Journal.
You've got a lot on your to-do list. Connecting with a doctor who can answer you and your family's health concerns.
Care South is now providing COVID-19 drive-through community testing at their Baton Rouge clinic. Testing is available for anyone with or without symptoms and no doctor's order required. No insurance? Care South will cover the cost. Care South is a federally qualified health center providing comprehensive medical, dental, and behavioral health services, offering telehealth services and an in-house pharmacy. Satellite clinics in Donaldsonville, Plaquemine, and Zachary. At Care South, we're here for you. Care South. Family serving families. Care South is now providing COVID-19 drive-through community testing at their Baton Rouge clinic. Testing is available for anyone with or without symptoms and no doctor's order required. No insurance? Care South will cover the cost. Care South is a federally qualified health center providing comprehensive medical, dental, and behavioral health services, offering telehealth services and an in-house pharmacy. Satellite clinics in Donaldsonville, Plaquemine, and Zachary. At Care South, we're here for you. Care South. Family serving families.
Never let me down. I've had my brakes done and aligned.
And we're back. It's the Jaguar Journal here on Talk 107.3. My man, Perry White, myself, Reggie Flood. I want to thank the legendary Coach Kadar for joining us here as he was inducted into the College Baseball Hall of Fame last night. P. White.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, man? You're up and at 'em and on the road, man. What we got going on next?
We're going to have Coach Dooley on at the top of the hour to talk about National Signing Day and the Jaguars' upcoming season.
Yeah, I mean, big signing day just passed. He was able to get, a mix of transfers and things like that. And, they seem to get a nice signing class. And so, it's going to be interesting. Going to be interesting to watch and to see and to talk to Coach Dooley and see how he feels about his signing class.
Oh, yeah. It'd be interesting enough to see it then as well. Let's look farther in the show. Have BJ Jones come on. We kind of talk about some schedule releases that we've seen across the conference from different schools. And I think a lot of people, if you look at Southern's football schedule for the 2022 year, got to be pretty exciting when you look at it.
Yeah, it will be. That schedule, man, had everybody buzzing. Of course, we had one team that kind of leaked the information about one game, and everybody was kind of skeptical. But then when the whole schedule came out, it's exciting. It's exciting. It's a good schedule, man. Have some good home games, some pretty nice road trips. So, we might even get people to go to Pine Bluff this year.
I hope so, man. I'm trying to convince the band to go right now. So, look, I'm working. I'm trying to make it something. I'm trying to make Pine Bluff great again, man.
Yeah, he's trying to help. They need to go on and have a Perry White Day in Pine Bluff, man, because you work hard for the Bluff. You work hard for Funky Town, man.
They don't respect it.
You work hard for Funky Town, man. You work real hard.
I do my best. I try.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You definitely lay it on the line.
Well, it's that history month, too. So, I mean, man, I thought it was great to definitely have Roger Cador on to pop it off, right?
Yes. He is living, breathing Black history. So it's good to have Coach on and have him, be able to give him his flowers while he's here and talk to him and get his words of wisdom and hear his stories and stuff like that, man. So it's good to have him on.
And I've grown to have a newfound respect for him because he and I do a show together every week. And so sometimes I try to put him in I try to take him out of his comfort zone, fooling with me. But, man, hey, he keeps him quick. It don't take him long to adapt at all and evolve.
Yes. Coach Cador, and that's what he's thrived on that, man. He knows how to move around. He knows times change, and he's going to adapt to those changes, but he's going to continue to do it his way. You know what I mean? And that's a good, that's a great thing, man. You can adapt, but you know who you are. You're comfortable in who you are, and you do those things in your own way.
I don't know if my background is my background loud.
No, you sound fine.
Okay, all right, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, you sound fine, but yeah, man, but that, you learn that as you get older, P. You learn, you adapt, and you change some things, but you stay grounded and you do it in your own way, man, and that comes with age and experience and wisdom.
I would sure like to do it my way as well, so I'm feeling you might have to play that Usher my way when we come back after the break.
Yes, indeed, man.
He played Frank Sinatra version. He should have came out to the Usher my way.
Like Coach Kadar said, they wouldn't have understood that. That crowd he knew what he was doing. He
He worked the room is what he was doing.
Exactly. He knows how to work a room. I tell you that much, man. He definitely knows how to work a room. Tell you what, we need to work. It's the top of the hour, so we need to work this break. So stay tuned. Coach Eric Dooley's going to join us on the other side. And you know how we do it. Keep it locked in. It's the Jaguar Journal.
Care South Medical and Dental offers comprehensive health care services to everyone from babies to senior citizens. Medical, dental, and behavioral health services. COVID vaccinations and telehealth services are available too. Our excellent staff provides compassionate care at locations in East Baton Rouge, Iberville, and Ascension parishes. We accept Medicaid, Medicare, and most private insurance. A sliding fee discount for patients that qualify. No one is turned away. Call today, 650-2000, or visit us at caresouth.org. Care South Medical and Dental is a proud sponsor of Southern University.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. It's the perfect time of year to take your next adventure.
eventual use in hybrid F1 powertrains. Mark Rushbrook, Global.
I'm just gonna see what we was doing here.
Like said, you asked for it, you got it.
I appreciate it, Mike. I thank you.
Like said, you asked for it.
You're my favorite artist. Remember that.
Oh, I didn't know that. I learned something new today.
Mike said, "Play with him. He'll show you."
Okay, I'm sorry, Mike.
Exactly.
You still my boy, Mike.
That's funny. That is funny. Oh, man. Yes, indeed. You got what you asked for, P. White.
I appreciate it, Mike. Thank you.
All love.
All right, Floyd, keep us rolling.
Oh, man. Well, our next guest coming up is the head coach of the Southern University Jaguars. He's coming to us here after signing day, big signing day class. Schedule is out. A lot of excitement around the program. We want to welcome to the Jaguar Journal head coach Eric Dooley. Coach Dooley, what's going on, man?
Good morning. How you guys doing?
We're good. We're good. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Coach. It's been a big week for you. Signing day on Wednesday. Schedule comes out, Coach. How do you feel about your signing class, Coach?
I feel real good. No question about it. We put a lot of time into it. A lot of evaluations going on. Some holes we knew we had to plug in, and I thought the assistant coaches went out and did a great job. It's a different type of recruiting thing right now that's taking place because of this transfer portal. So we just have to be very, very careful the way that we go out and get guys because it's a little different. But I do feel real good about what we were able to bring into to become Jaguars.
That's good, Coach. And, you know, you guys hit the portal real hard, but you also included some high school guys, a few high school guys in there. How do you make that decision on how many guys you get out of the portal, how many college experience guys you get, and how many high school guys you include in the class?
I think you got to go position by position, and, you know, you got to have a plan. We had a plan the way we wanted to go about attacking every position and every, landscape when you talk about transfer portal, junior college, as well as high school. I think now you got to take a look at, you build a team with the transfer portal and JUCO guys, and now you get the depth with the high school guys.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead, Peter. I'm sorry.
Well, I wanted to ask a question because I think this got to be the question that everybody wants to know. When you look at the quarterback position, that's how you return Harold Blood, Noah Biden, of course, Bashawn McCray hit the transfer portal. But then you go out and you bring 3 quarterbacks in. So how do you feel in terms of the quarterback room as you move into the spring and the direction you want to go in with this offense as well as being the offensive coordinator?
Well, I think when you look at it, we knew what we had coming back. I think a lot of guys didn't understand the type of player that Noah was coming out of high school. He got into the Southern a little late. He didn't arrive really until right at fall camp because he didn't had the opportunity to go through spring, didn't have the opportunity to really get no summer practice because he wasn't enrolled in school yet. But he got into it, and by that time, those guys was so far ahead of him, it was going to be impossible for him to catch up. But we knew he was a good football player. That wasn't a question. And then, you know, you talk about Blood. I didn't have a lot of information, but Blood, being from Louisiana, being from Dustingham, I've always recruited that school. I know what type of player he was. He's a guy that's going to fight. So we knew what we had coming back. It just was a matter of going out to get the guys that we feel can go out and compete with him. And to get a guy the magnitude of Dylan Neotra, I mean, I don't think a lot of guys know about him, but he was a good football player, a good quarterback coming out of high school. Actually was a 3-star coming out of high school as well. So to land him, because I had a relationship with him when I was at that other school that I care not to name, but I met his family and we're recruiting him real hard. So that was the easy fix for us right there. So we felt real good. I guess the biggest thing guys are looking at, none of those guys have any experience, but nobody has experience to get out there and play. I feel real good, confident in the coaching staff that we have, that those guys will be prepared to play, the guys that's winning out. But then when you talk about the freshmen, those guys are too talented to pass up. You know, a lot of times you have to look at each position because I want to sign so many guys in each position. But when you get guys with that type of talent, especially one that's right in your backyard, I think you have to go after them. And I think it was a bonus for us to look at Jalen Woods coming out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
Now,
Coach, that was something I wanted to ask you about.
Still in the mix?
Chris Tucker from Dallas, he's still here.
From Dallas, excuse me.
Yeah, it's all competition for me. You know, I think what you've done last year give you the opportunity to go out there now. Now it's an open can again. Everybody got to go out and compete, and we understand that. They understand that.
But Coach, that was something I wanted to ask you. You signed a local quarterback, local guy. You know, a lot of people in the area always talk about, well, yeah, they don't recruit locally. How do you determine, you know, if you're going to recruit a local guy? What are some of the parameters around that in terms of bringing them in? And what made you decide to choose, as JT said, to bring him in?
Well, you know, I think when you recruit locally, you really I believe in building relationships with everybody that I recruit, and you got to understand the individual. And sitting down and talking with that young man has an opportunity. He understands. I mean, he's beyond his years. I can say that right there. He's very, very mature, and you look for that in a quarterback as well. You know, a lot of times guys come in locally, and everyone in the area knows who they are. The community knows who they are. So you got to know that they're going to be able to handle it. So I don't have a problem with him. I thought he handled himself well. I thought he came on a visit. He saw some things that he didn't know about Southern University, which a lot of times that does happen. And it was very, very impressive and very excited about wanting to be a Jaguar. So I thought that was a good one for us, especially right there. I've been watching him all year long. I don't really never tipped my hand. I knew who he was, and I knew what we were going to do. I just did it in a different way, going about getting him. So I thought it was a plus for him to come along. But you got to be careful. But we're going to always recruit right here in our backyard. We're never going to. Well, I've always recruited Baton Rouge, so it didn't really matter anyway. If a guy I feel fit the program, I'm definitely going to go after him.
Yeah, that makes good sense. It makes perfect sense.
Coach, let me ask you this. You complete your first season at Southern. What did you learn in your first year being the coach at Southern? Anything that you learned or that you took away from your first season?
There's no question about it. You got to win at Southern. I knew that coming in, but some of the things that that's what I pride myself on. I think a lot of folks say, well, what is expected? But what is expected from Coach Dooley? I know everybody. Some folks are not excited about getting into the championship. That's not my mindset. My mindset is to win it in Atlanta. That's the only thing that's going to make me complete and satisfied to know that we were winners. So it's a lot of work. But I learned some things that we need to do. Some of the guys, of course, it's not the Southern of old, and that's not what I'm trying to bring back. I'm trying to build the Southern right now that's going to be able to compete and win it all in this day and time.
And, you know, we look at the schedule coming up this year with the home games. What do you say to the fans that's listening to get them excited, to get those season tickets and be prepared for these exciting home games we have this year?
I tell you what, the assistant coaches went out and got the product that's going to be very exciting on the football field. And we got some teams that's coming in that I don't think the fans will want to miss. I would tell them right now to get your ticket. We're going to be there. The Jaguars going to be there. I'm not a guy I like to talk and do a lot of noise talking, but I tell you what, we're going to show up, and I tell you what, we're going to have a great football team. I do feel that, but if I'm a fan, I would want to get my ticket right now. We got some teams coming in here. that are very, very good football teams, but we're going to have a very good football team. So I'm very excited about it. I want the Jaguar Nation to go out and get their tickets and come out and support it, those young men, because we're going to have a good product that's going to be on the football field this year.
Coach, I got to ask you. You lost some guys on the offensive and defensive line. Are you happy with the guys that you signed to help rebuild that and build some depth on the offensive and defensive line?
You know, I thought on both sides of the ball we had a good core coming back, and I always want to make sure that we don't lose everything where it's empty. That now you just bringing some guys in. You never replace guys that's good. You don't replace a Jason Dumas. You don't replace a Jordan Lewis. You know, you don't replace a Dallas Black. You got to find guys. You hope to go get guys that are better, and that don't sound like the best choice of words to use. But you got to go out and get guys that are better. And I felt that we got some guys on the offensive side of the ball. I felt that we had to get bigger. We had to get bigger, and that's what we did. We needed some size. I think when we got some size on the offensive line, and I say defensive wise, we got more Jason Dumas. Put it like that. We don't have a Jason Dumas. We got a lot of Jason Dumas, and I think that's what you do. And you got to mention Cam Peterson. I thought he did a great job as well. So we got some guys in that we feel real good about. Are they the names that everybody looking back for? Are they the Michael Jordan, Kobe Lewis, Kobe? No, they're not Kobe, but there's some guys that's going to be great football players. I can tell you that.
Hey, let me come back in and ask you this. You're getting the honor today to coach in the Legacy Bowl. Talk to me about that honor and everything that's going into the Legacy Bowl as you guys get young men an opportunity to be seen by NFL pro scouts and being able to showcase their talent after college.
You know, I think that's a huge honor, but that's the type of position you put yourself in when you're a head coach or a coach at Southern University. Everybody watches Southern University. You know, they hate them, but they want to be a part of them. But I think it was an honor for what our coaching staff, especially the entire coaching staff, what they were able to do this year here, that gave us an opportunity to go down and continue to help young men to be successful regardless of what. So it's an honor. I don't take it lightly. Everything that I do, I believe in competing. So I think it's going to be fun and get an opportunity to teach and learn with some other guys that we don't see on a daily basis.
Now, as we move into this season, any change in terms of what is the offensive identity is going to look like with this team now that you got some different components to be able to add to your offense this year?
We're going to put that ball in the air a little bit more. No question about it. I don't sleep at night if I can't throw the football. I believe I got to be able to wake up throwing the football. And I feel we put ourselves in a great position right now where what I feel who I was, I'm going to be able to identify that. We're going to be able to throw the football, no question. That don't take away that we won't run it because we got some great running backs and we added one. But I feel that we're going to be able to throw the football very, very consistently.
Yeah, you brought in a young man in terms of running that transferred in. That was one of the all-time leading rushers in Louisiana high school football history.
Absolutely. That's what I was trying to tell some of the guys at the recruiting bash. I mean, they probably don't know who he was. I know I tried to land him a couple of years ago. It was unsuccessful, but, you know, you always keep that with those relationships. So if it ever comes up again, you got a great opportunity. So he came up, and I thought he wanted to come down this way here, and he's a young man that can run the football. But we got some guys that's coming back when you talk about a Kobe Dillon, and you talk about a Gerard Sims, and you talk about a much older Kendrick Rhymes and a much older Carl Liggins. So it's not empty right there by no means, and we got some big guys out in front that's going to be able to open those holes for us. So I feel real good and excited about what we bring back on the offensive side of the ball, and we got to be able to catch up with the defense so that we become that team that we want to be.
What is the coach's drip? What you gonna look like this year, Coach?
See, I blame Reggie Flood for that right there.
Don't think I wasn't gonna let you slide without throwing that in there. What the blue gear gonna look like?
I thought it was over with because Reggie Flood normally would say as soon as we come on, but he didn't say it. I said, well, you know what? We're gonna get through this segment. I won't have to even comment on that right there.
I'm gonna keep it in.
But I tell you what, thanks to my wife and my daughter, I'm pretty sure I have something I can pull out of that closet.
Oh, man.
We know you'll have it together, Coach.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna get by on this one. I really did. I said, well, yeah, they didn't mention it, so we're in good hands.
I don't think that was going to happen. But I want to ask you this question. You know, being a head coach at a HBCU, we saw so much around Bethune-Cookman with Ed Reed discussing. He said, one, because of his nephew was on the team at Southern, but two, discussing the lack of resources that he had at Bethune-Cookman. You started to see all of these conversations swirl around about being a head coach at a HBCU. Now, all HBCUs are different, but for you, what did you take away from hearing that conversation in terms of what Ed Reed and how he went about doing things at Bethune-Cookman?
You know, I don't try to tell no one what they should do or how they should do it unless they ask me, and I kind of do it in a private way. But here's my thing: when my steps was ordered to come to Southern University to be the head coach, and I was fortunate enough to do it, I can't complain about anything. I just want to have a solution, and my solution, everybody go about doing things in a different way. My way, I just like to, I guess, so to speak, be a quiet storm, make it happen, and just roll up my sleeves and go to work and not worry about it. But I pride myself on it because I will say this here, throughout my career, being in this conference, I had opportunities to go other places. That's not my call. That's not what my purpose. My purpose was to be in this conference here, to see this conference be the best conference in the nation, and that's what I'm gonna keep striving for. So, you know, I know everybody have their problems. I try not to get into their problems. I don't mind giving advice if they feel it's needed, but I stay in my lane and I just keep driving.
Yes, sir. You got something?
No, I was just listening to Coach. Coach, you know, we really appreciate you joining us, and I was impressed with the signing class. I see where you're going and seeing what you're trying to build in terms of your program. And all I can say is good luck and God's blessings, Coach, as you guys take on the spring practice. By the way, when does spring practice start, Coach?
March 8th gonna be there. Well, they're doing winter conditioning right now, so they've been started since school started. But we'll get out on the football field March 8th. Be the first practice, and April 1st will be the spring game.
Okay, good. So that people have something to look for, and people have a little chance to practice tailgating around that time.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's good.
They need to get their tickets and get their tailgate tickets too, because it's gonna be an exciting season. We got a lot coming on the bluff.
That's right. Get your season tickets. Great season. Great schedule. Got Jackson State, Florida A&M, Prairie View, all at home. So it's going to be a great home schedule. Get your season tickets so you can get out and watch the Jaguars fight to the SWAC championship and all the way to Atlanta.
And Texas Southern at home. We also got Texas Southern here as well.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Can you do something for me?
Yes, sir.
When we go to Palm Bluff, can we whoop up on them golden lawns?
We're going back home. We're gonna take you home. We're gonna take you back home with us. We're gonna take you back up.
Yeah, we're gonna whoop up on them a little bit. You know, that's all. Like, do you know Coach Hampton, Alonzo Hampton that they just met?
I know him well. I know Coach Hampton well. We're a good guy. We always communicate with one another. Good guy. Him and Coach Miller had the opportunity to work together.
Well, I tell Coach Hampton, don't take it personal that day, all right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. Thank you for coming on, man.
I appreciate you guys for having me.
Yes,
all right, Coach. Have a good one. Thank you.
All right, take care.
We missed a break, so we got to make one up. Mike, I know you got to do that. So let's go to a break. Stay tuned. It's the Jaguar Journal.
Here South Medical and Dental offers comprehensive health care services to everyone from babies to senior citizens. Medical, dental, and behavioral health services. COVID vaccinations and telehealth services are available too. Our excellent staff provides compassionate care at locations in East Baton Rouge, Iberville, and Ascension parishes. We accept Medicaid, Medicare, and most private insurance. A sliding fee discount for patients that qualify. No one is turned away. Call today, 650-2000, or visit us at caresouth.org. Care South Medical and Dental is a proud sponsor of Southern University.
David's Tiger Express, the central tradition is now in the wing business.
Care South is now providing COVID-19 drive-through community testing at their Baton Rouge clinic. Testing is available for anyone with or without symptoms and no doctor's order required. No insurance? Care South will cover the cost. Care South is a federally qualified health center providing comprehensive medical, dental, and behavioral health services, offering telehealth services and an in-house pharmacy. Satellite clinics in Donaldsonville, Plaquemine, and Zachary. At Care South, we're here for you. Care South. Family serving families. Care South is now providing COVID-19 drive-through community testing at their Baton Rouge clinic. Testing is available for anyone with or without symptoms and no doctor's order required. No insurance? Care South will cover the cost. Care South is a federally qualified health center providing comprehensive medical, dental, and behavioral health services, offering telehealth services and an in-house pharmacy. Satellite clinics in Donaldsonville, Plaquemine, and Zachary. At Care South, we're here for you. Care South. Family serving families. Care South is now providing COVID-19 drive-through community testing at their Baton Rouge clinic. Testing is available for anyone with or without symptoms and no doctor's order required. No insurance? Care South will cover the cost. Care South is a federally qualified health center providing comprehensive medical, dental, and behavioral health services, offering telehealth services and an in-house pharmacy. Satellite clinics in Donaldsonville, Plaquemine, and Zachary. At Care South, we're here for you. Care South. Family serving families. Care South is now providing COVID-19 drive-through community testing at their Baton Rouge clinic. Testing is available for anyone with or without symptoms and no doctor's order required. No insurance? Care South will cover the cost. Care South is a federally qualified health center providing comprehensive medical, dental, and behavioral health services, offering telehealth services and an in-house pharmacy. Satellite clinics in Donaldsonville, Plaquemine, and Zachary. At Care South, we're here for you. Care South. Family serving families. Care South is now providing COVID-19 drive-through community testing at their Baton Rouge clinic. Testing is available for anyone with or without symptoms and no doctor's order required. No insurance? Care South will cover the cost. Care South is a federally qualified health center providing comprehensive medical, dental, and behavioral health services, offering telehealth services and an in-house pharmacy. Satellite clinics in Donaldsonville, Plaquemine, and Zachary. At Care South, we're here for you. Care South. Family serving families. Care South is now providing COVID-19 drive-through community testing at their Baton Rouge clinic. Testing is available for anyone with or without symptoms and no doctor's order required. No insurance? Care South will cover the cost. Care South is a federally qualified health center providing comprehensive medical, dental, and behavioral health services, offering telehealth services and an in-house pharmacy. Satellite clinics in Donaldsonville, Plaquemine, and Zachary. At Care South, we're here for you. Care South. Family serving families. Care South is now providing COVID-19 drive-through community testing at their Baton Rouge clinic. Testing is available for anyone with or without symptoms and no doctor's order required. No insurance? Care South will cover the cost. Care South is a federally qualified health center providing comprehensive medical, dental, and behavioral health services, offering telehealth services and an in-house pharmacy. Satellite clinics in Donaldsonville, Plaquemine, and Zachary. At Care South, we're here for you. Care South. Family serving families. Care South is now providing COVID-19 drive-through community testing at their Baton Rouge clinic. Testing is available for anyone with or without symptoms and no doctor's order required. No insurance? Care South will cover the cost. Care South is a federally qualified health center providing comprehensive medical, dental, and behavioral health services, offering telehealth services and an in-house pharmacy. Satellite clinics in Donaldsonville, Plaquemine, and Zachary. At Care South, we're here for you. Care South. Family serving families. Care South is now providing COVID-19 drive-through community testing at their Baton Rouge clinic. Testing is available for anyone with or without symptoms and no doctor's order required. No insurance? Care South will cover the cost. Care South is a federally qualified health center providing comprehensive medical, dental, and behavioral health services, offering telehealth services and an in-house pharmacy. Satellite clinics in Donaldsonville, Plaquemine, and Zachary. At Care South, we're here for you.
A new one. ITI Technical.
I put a little VIP gas tank on, but I'm drink on me wiping out. Fresh white coffee, fresh NFL, fresh bowls with the crew wiping out. Wanna hit me with the real recognized, real.
That's Fox. That's not Webby. That's not Boosie. That's Fox. Just so everybody knows. Yeah, man. Give that man his flowers. That's Fox. Fox a million.
Oh, man, you got me laughing this morning.
Just gotta let them know, because I saw Twitter was trying to give Boosie credit for that. Oh man, what's going on, P. White?
Yeah, nothing much, man. As always, like to bring you on to the show. He's no stranger. My man BJ Jones. Good morning.
Good morning, fellas. Good morning. Good morning.
BJ, what's happening, man? What's going on, bro?
Oh man, Saturday, man. I don't know, man. This week kind of felt like almost football season-ish, and you get to Saturday and realize, man, the only football I got to watch is the football.
Yeah, that's it, man. But it was a football-like week. Signing day, exciting signing day, a lot going on around that. And then, the Senior Bowl practice was this week. Got a chance to check that out. The Pro Bowl is this week, and then the Super Bowl is next week. So, we got a little bit of football left for a while.
What about basketball, fellas? Are y'all just, y'all not caring about SWAC basketball currently?
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't get into basketball until after the Super Bowl, until all the football has concluded. Then I'll, jump over into basketball.
Well, let me give you a little basketball if you hadn't been keeping up with it. Last Saturday, Southern beat Alcorn 65-62 in a heated game for first place. And then on Monday night, in a very tough one, Southern was able to keep Jackson State from coming back in that game. On the women's side, Southern beat Alcorn 65-62. But then on Monday, in a tough game on the women's side, they lost to Jackson State 64-57. Jackson State women continue to have its dominance over the SWAC and being able to continue to win. And we've seen them time and time again since Coach Tamika Reed has been there as a legit contender for this conference to possibly represent in the NCAA tournament. But then even on the men's side now, when you look at Southern versus Alcorn last week, a big game for Southern winning 80-68. They maintained first place in the SWAC. And then on Monday night, getting a hard-fought victory, 73-62 over Jackson State. They move on today to be on the road as they take on Alabama A&M, both men and women today, and then on Monday against Alabama State. Southern on the men's side at the top of the ranks in the SWAC, but on the women's side, we're still in the thick of things, but falling short to Pine Bluff and falling short to Jackson State and Prairie View along that way as well. It kind of made things not so much easy for them, but they're still in the hunt. So, Southern's still right there in the hunt when you look at men and women's basketball.
Oh, man. So, yeah, man, it's like a
football lovers, that's all.
Solid year for Coach Woods, man. Solid year for Coach Woods.
Yeah, I mean, they have it rolling, man. I've had a chance to see them in person and see them on television. Coach Woods has it rolling. On the women's side, Coach Funches is right there in the mix, man. And, I mean, I tell you what, SWAC basketball has definitely stepped up a notch across the board. I mean, you see some good basketball being played. We've seen some good out-of-conference wins. And so I'm appreciating what's going on, and what's going on in Southern is special. They have two tough ones on the Alabama road swing, trying to stay in first place. The women have an opportunity to claim second place all alone if they can get two victories against. They're tied for second place with both Alabama A&M and Alabama State. So if they can win both of those games, they'll be in second place alone, second to Jackson State. So yeah, it's great basketball that's being played, man, and hopefully the men can continue their run. this time of year has been tricky for Coach Wood's teams. They kind of in the past they've had some opportunities and they kind of faded away. So hopefully he's been able to fix that, and they'll be able to complete this season and finish very strong. So yeah, I keep up with the hoops, but football is you're always going to be the driving force. But I keep up with hoops.
So, BJ, let me ask you this: when you look at overall signing classes and recruits across the landscape of the SWAC, who were you thoroughly impressed with in terms of the recruits that they brought in?
Oh man, of course Jackson State. I think Jackson State did a good job. I mean, but they had to. They had a lot to replace on that roster, so they had a lot to offer. But they went in. They really got some solid kids. I think FAMU, what they did on the trail, and what they have coming back. You saw them hit the transfer portal, the plug and play. In some areas of where they need it, and then we got some solid high school kids. Alabama A&M took a different approach, this year. We saw last year they went transfer heavy. Still went a little transfer heavy, but they didn't neglect the high school ranks. And I think one of the people with a sneaky good class that a lot of people are not talking about is Alabama State. They got another one on yesterday. A kid out of the state of Alabama that played AISA football, which is the classification under the Alabama High School Athletic Association. But he was a 1,000-yard rusher 4 years in a row at Macon East. It's a private, small Christian school. And a lot of people question his level of competition, which that's why he had the lack of offers. But he played in the North-South All-Star game in the state of Alabama, and it had an amazing All-Star game playing against guys from, higher classifications. And he did well. He did what he did every Friday. They had 114 yards in that game. So I think he's the steal of the class, because a lot of people weren't paying attention to that young man. So I think that those are the classes. I think Southern did an exceptional job. We know how we felt about the quarterback position on last year. Well, you ain't gonna feel about that like that this year. Southern brought in some guys. You got the young man right there in Scotlandville. I'm very excited about. You got the transfer from UAB, and he got a kid from right here in Atlanta, Georgia, that played at I think it was Hateville Charter School. He came from, and I got a chance to see him a few times, and he's a real deal. So I think that Southern did a solid job. If you talk about the teams that jump out to me, that's it. And I'm going to throw Alcorn in there as well.
I was about to ask you, because I ain't heard nobody saying anything about Alcorn, but I know they typically are sneaky under the radar with the type of guys that they bring in.
Yeah, they are. You saw them address the need. Now, think about Alcorn is that you got the Rhino coming back at running back. I think that he's probably the best back in the conference, arguably. You just need a quarterback that won't get you beat. That gives you a threat of the pass. And you saw they brought in the transfer from Missouri. If he's the answer, Alcorn is a dangerous football team. I think they're going to have to do some retooling on that offensive line and that defensive front. But if they can get a quarterback in Lorman, that's a dangerous football team.
What about Prairie View? I haven't really heard much about coming from Bubba McDowell and Prairie View.
Actually, Prairie View's class is one that was actually pretty good. Prairie View did a solid job. You saw them really honing in on the state of Texas, which is something that they always do. But they were able to sneak some kids that, when you go back and you look at them, had Texas State and UTSAs of the world kind of under the list of schools that they were considering. I think for Prairie View, they're going to have to get a lot of these kids to come in and contribute early. And that's going to be the challenge for them. But they have a lot of positive momentum. And Texas Southern, too. Don't sleep on Texas Southern. One of the positions that they hit was quarterback. Bringing in a young man who's a transfer from Furman who was solid there. And a lot of people are really questioning if Andrew Body is going to be able to hold on to that starting position as we work our way through the spring and fall camp and so forth. So keep your eyes on Houston, Texas as well.
And you look at North Louisiana with Hugh Jackson and Grambling, of course, Hugh with all the fame of being a former NFL coach, but as Grambling went out and got the talent in order to be successful in 2023?
Man, I think Grambling did a solid job. They got a couple of receivers that I really like. The question for Grambling is can they put it all together? We saw a talented Grambling football team a year ago. And it's young talent. And they got a lot of young talent over there. Hugh Jackson can identify the talent. Get it to come together on Saturday. It's a challenge for Grambling.
And then, of course, Mississippi Valley bring in a lot of guys into that program. When you lose Coach Vincent Dancy, but moving in a different direction, does Valley remain at the bottom of the barrel? Or what do you think in terms of the talent they've been able to go out? I think they had 20-plus signees in this signing class.
Yeah. Now, there's a kid that they brought in that jumped out to me. His name is DeMario Smith from Memphis, Tennessee. He's only 5'11", didn't he? Yes. Plays safety. If this kid was 6'2" instead of 5'11", he's a Power 5 kid. He's that good. I saw his huddle, and when I say he jumps off the screen, he's good now. He's good. The question for Valley, man, is it all goes back to people think at the collegiate level you just get a coach, he brings in some players, and there we go. You have to have a complete infrastructure. They call it a football program for a reason. You have to have that buy-in from the top, from the president, the AD, and everyone else. And with Valley being in the position that it's in, I'm not sure how much they're going to be able, from a resource standpoint, support that program to get them what it ultimately needs to be.
And then, of course, you look at Bethune-Cookman and all that they've been dealing with there, but they still were able to find some guys. What do you think about that signing class, even amongst all the issues that they've been having?
Well, a lot of their work is still yet to be done. Talked to some people down there. They got about maybe 30 players down there right now. And I'm talking about total. I ain't talking about signing. I'm talking about total. So they got some work to do. I think you'll see Bethune-Cookman continue to bring in kids throughout the signing period. I want people to know that signing day, that it's the start of the signing period. Doesn't end it, just the start of it. So I think that you'll start to see them bring in some kids throughout the signing period and then some additional kids this summer. But that's going to be a complete rebuild down at Bethune-Cookman. And I think that's a multi-year rebuild. I think it's going to be a while before we see the Wildcats get back to where they were a few years ago.
And then, lastly, I got to ask you about my people up there in Palm Bluff. I saw that they signed 5 guys that, of course, Alonzo Hampton is behind the 8 ball by the time they named them in order to really hit the recruiting trail.
Yeah, man. I believe with Palm Bluff, I think they're going to be signing additional kids as well. Alonzo Hampton wasn't named until mid-January.
Mm-hmm.
So you start off behind the 8 ball. I think that they have some work to do, but there's some talent left on that football team. Now losing that running back is going to hurt.
Davion Britton.
Yeah, man, because he was one of the best in the conference. Yeah, he was one of the best in the conference. But I suspect that they'll bring in additional kids throughout the signing period as well as during the summer. And I think for Pine Bluff, man, it's going to be a rebuild. It's going to be a rebuild there. They're not in the position that Bethune-Cookman's in by any stretch of the imagination, but we're looking at a 2-3 year deal at Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Well, let's do this. Let's take a break, and then when we come back, we'll continue the conversation. Because I want to ask you both about Bethune-Cookman in terms of moving forward with his head coaching position. So let's just take a break, Mike, and then when we come back, we'll continue the conversation. All right?
All right.
Is your family prepared for emergencies resulting in a loss of power to your home? Without our Generac home generator, you may be left in the dark. Mr. Electric can help. Mr. Electric will make sure you don't get caught in the dark or the heat or miss another football game on TV because you weren't prepared. A Generac home standby generator protects your home against power outages 24/7, all on its own, whether you are home or away. If you're ready for in-person Generac assessment, sizing, and installation help now, visit MrElectric.com.
Download the Talk 107.3 mobile app, brought to you by Gregory Ricks and Associates. Listen live, find out what you missed on demand, even connect with our social media outlets. The Talk 107.3 mobile app is brought to you by Gregory Ricks and Associates.
What did you do when you needed your diesel work done?
I took it to TRICARE.
Why did you take it to TRICARE?
Because I wanted it done right, and I didn't want to wait 2 weeks to get my truck back, which is how long the dealership used to take when I would go there. Plus, TRICARE is locally owned, and I trust them.
Whether it's gas or diesel, to get it fixed, take it to TRICARE, Baton Rouge's trusted automotive center, or call us at 751-9361 or online at TRICAREautomotive.com.
Jolie Pearl, a slice of New Orleans and Baton Rouge, featuring oysters cooked 11 different ways. Try our bestseller, the Brie and Bacon oyster, as well as boudin and barbecue Nola stock. Every Tuesday, we feature a different grilled oyster for $1.25. Jolie Pearl, downtown, 315 North Boulevard, in the heart of Town Square. Visit them online at jolieoysterbar.com.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who miss the fairway all day and still pull out the big stick. It's the type of guys who will always prefer to be behind the grill than in front of the camera, and the men who never let their friends forget about a high school nickname. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Who wants to settle for a single TV? With more TVs, bigger screens, plus our fabulous scenic views, there's more to watch at Twin Peaks.
Lake Urgent Care Hydration and Wellness is now open at the corner of Lee Drive and Highland Road. We offer an array of IV therapy treatments designed to restore your body's balance and replenish the fluids needed for optimal wellness. Save money with one of our discounted packages or memberships. Lake Urgent Care Hydration Wellness is open at 9 a.m. daily. Come relax with us in our spa-like atmosphere by booking your appointment online at lakehydrationwellness.com. Don't wait. Hydrate. Buying a house, starting a business, having a baby, preparing for retirement, my friends at Gulf Coast Bank and Trust are ready to help you realize your dreams and navigate these life-changing events. No matter your goal, Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is here to make it happen. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Don't miss the chance to win $200 with Homegrown Holidays. Shop in your neighborhood now through December 31st and enter for a chance to win. Presented by the New Orleans Business Alliance, Homegrown Holidays encourages shoppers to support small businesses in Algiers, New Orleans East, Gentilly, Gertown, Holly Grove, the Lower Ninth Ward, and Treme. Stop by any of the 50 participating local retailers for a chance to win. Visit nolaba.org for more information.
Talk 107.3 FM.
All right. Everybody's Reggie Flood and DJ Jones. Good morning, fellas. Good morning. All right. Hey, as we keep things rolling, I know we got a few more minutes left on the show, but I got to ask you guys about Bethune-Cookman and his head coaching job as they move forward. What's the word in terms of what you guys know with that program moving forward in terms of head coach?
They went and got a Bethune-Cookman guy. Not sure if that's the ultimate answer. But you see in situations like this when there's some turmoil and it gets a little bit rocky, schools will do this. You only get the guy that knows the terrain and the guy who's an alumnus of the school. And we've seen this on various different levels, whether it was Alabama and Mike Shula back in the day. Go and get the alumni the alumnus guy. But we'll see if it works out. He definitely has traveled a lot. Most of his travels has been on side of Willie Taggart. We follow him from Western Kentucky to South Florida to Oregon to Florida State. We'll see what he can do kind of on his own.
What do you think about the state of Bethune-Cookman currently?
I'm just glad they, are out of the news for Ed Reed ranting and raving and all of that kind of stuff. I mean, this is, a positive, something positive for them to get a coach in there who wants to be there, who kind of has a better understanding of the landscape. I don't know if this is the right guy or the wrong guy, but I know he was better than the last guy.
Right. And you look at Reggie Flood in this situation as the athletic director. Of course, he's a man's basketball coach, too. How everything has transpired, even with the Ed Reed situation and just moving forward, does this put him in a tough predicament?
I think, honestly, Reggie Flood was in a tougher predicament anyway. Athletic director, and I'm serious. Athletic director is not one of those positions where you learn on the job. Because if you make a mistake, everyone feels it. All right? Everyone feels it. He's in the position as an athletic director, kind of fighting his way through it. And he ain't exactly lighting it up as a basketball coach either. So, I mean, that's a lot on Reggie Flood. And you look no further than how this whole Ed Reed thing played out. And, you can see that this is not favorable to Reggie Flood. It didn't look good on Reggie Flood. It didn't look good on anyone there. So it's going to be interesting to see what Bethune-Cookman does moving forward. I know that Flood is on contract for a few more years. But someone's going to have a conversation with somebody, either Flood, the athletic director, have a conversation with Flood, the basketball coach, or vice versa. But I don't think he can figure to do both of those wrong.
Wouldn't that be different, right?
Right.
I'm just glad it is all. I'm tired of this Ed Reed conversation. And for you guys, did you feel like this has blown completely out of proportion? That this perhaps got more attention? I asked you, Flood, more attention than it probably should have ever gotten?
Well, it was almost inevitable that it would get the attention that it did. I think it's one of those situations where you have to be careful who you let in the house, because everybody who looks like you and sometimes acts like you isn't for you. And when you're inviting in the people in the house who have a savior complex, then sometimes this is the result. And I think people had gotten too caught up in the celebrity as opposed to the coaching and who the actual people are and their knowledge and ability, and just looked at the celebrity. And when you do those things, when you look at the superficial, then these are the results that you get. But I think a lesson that's been taught and hopefully learned by HBCUs is that everybody that looks like us is not for us. And I hope we continue to know that lesson and understand that that we have to be very vigilant about who we let in the house.
And we sure do like to talk about some negatives, don't we? I mean, it's cool to point out things, but this seemed to be shared and talked about so much more, to where when positive stories and positive conversations are being had, those seem to be what's skipped over and graced over. But when it's something like this, people seem to indulge in it so much more. And that was what was really disheartening, when it looked like you had an opportunity to talk bad about an institution that has been there forever to help us. And people, for me, looked like they took it as an opportunity to beat us while we was down instead of look. There are plenty of stories out there that are good each and every day, but we just don't entertain it the same way that we entertain this due to it having a drama background.
I think you also have to look at, when you have a celebrity involved, that person's going to bring some eyeballs and some ears that ain't necessarily around your business. And once those eyes and ears come around, those eyes and ears, no matter what actually happens, they're on the side of the celebrity. All right? A celebrity can be wrong as two left shoes. I've had conversations with people, whether it's been Spaces or radio, what have you, will tell you, I'm an Ed Reed fan. And from that point on, everything is going to be anti-Bethune-Cookman. All right? And that's the risk that you run when you bring in, you want high profile. That goes positively and negatively. That means the positives are going to be out there, the negatives are going to be out there, and they're going to be exaggerated because it is a celebrity there. And one of the things I keep getting sick of hearing is people saying, well, we're going to hire this guy because of access to funding, access to these things. And what the hell is the athletic director doing?
Yeah.
If you have to go hire someone to get access to something, then why not just hire him as athletic director?
Yeah. Yep. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, man. But yeah, I'm just glad the situation is behind Bethune. I'm glad they're moving forward. And we got a whole spring to look out for, and hopefully by next fall we can focus on football and doing the things that are great for HBCUs and moving forward, man. That's what I'm looking forward to. We don't have to keep talking about it.
Yeah. Hey, BJ, thank you for joining us this morning. Flood, as always, get us out of here.
All right, the man upstairs says the same. We'll be back at the same time, the same place. As always, it's the Jaguar Journal.
Answers to life money problems in real time.
You'll just figure out what poor people are doing and don't do that. That's a big deal. Figure out what rich people are doing and do that. You want to be